I'm sure by now we've all seen the controversy surrounding the new mythic variant skin of Dark Erasure Jhin, and I'm also sure by now we've all seen the Reddit post that confirm that Riot will not be changing how this skin is going to be obtained even after all of the online outrage and backlash that has been going on around this skin. And I'm definitely sure by now people are starting to really wonder why it seems like Riot doesn't care about player feedback to the point of actively ignoring the community, saying that this is a bad decision and that the majority of players will not even buy the capsules that could contain this skin. Well, let's bring in some math real quick. Firstly, let's compare the prices of normal Dark Cosmic Jhin to Dark Erasure Jhin, as they're effectively the exact same skin. Dark Cosmic Jhin is a legendary skin that costs 1820 RP or around $20 US, while Dark Erasure Jhin technically has anywhere between a $7 and $200 US price tag due to how it is obtained through capsules. However, looking at the statistical math that a Reddit user put out, it's easy enough to see that the statistical chance of getting this skin before starting to get into the $100 price range is not very high, so I'll be using the guaranteed price of $200. And this is our first indicator of why Riot doesn't care, as with the steep price difference, 10 people buying Dark Cosmic Jhin is equivalent to 1 person paying enough for the guaranteed Dark Erasure Jhin. Which means that even if only 1% of the global player base paid for Dark Erasure Jhin, it would bring in the same amount of money as if 10% of the player base bought any legendary skin. And even if it's as small as 5% of the player base getting this skin through the guaranteed $200, that would be the same as 50% of the player base buying the normal legendary skin. The return on investment is simply too good to pass up, even if it's for what is essentially a mythic chroma that should be priced at 40 mythic essence like all of the other mythic chromas. But surely by now you're wondering who would even be foolish enough to spend that amount of money on something like this. The unfortunate answer is that there are people who will spend the money for this skin, and they're usually referred to as whales. Whales are people who have existed within the gacha game sphere, so games like Genshin Impact, for a long time now, and they're people who will spend large quantities of their own income in order to get things that have extremely low drop rates through the gacha system. These people are either A, people who have high-end jobs and can spend a lot more money than the average person, or B, people who are financially irresponsible and spend all of their spare money on gacha systems. Either way, they're people who make up a very small percentage of the actual player base, but make up an insanely large amount of the game's profits. And this is our second indicator that Riot doesn't care, because whales exist in every single game, and in this instance, Riot's executives know this and are banking on the plan that a small percentage of people are going to be buying this skin for the guaranteed amount of $200, and it will make up a large amount of profits. So this combination of the massive price for the skin, combined with the fact that people who either have a lot of money to spend or aren't financially responsible will spend the money to get this skin, means that even if a small percentage of people buy the skin, Riot will still see it as a success. These are the two main reasons it feels like Riot doesn't care right now about Dark Erasure Jhin and what it may do to the players' trust in them or how players will react to this, because they know that it can be a huge profit for the company even if very few people are buying. So is there really a way to combat this and show Riot that you don't like this decision they're making? Well, there is, but unfortunately it will take some actual work and not just not buying it yourself. The first and most obvious is to not buy the skin yourself, and that means not buying any of the capsules that could contain the skin. The second is to advocate that other people don't buy any of the capsules either, as each one of those that sells gives Riot an indication that this is an okay business model. By telling other people not to buy the skin, even if they have the ability to, you're making sure that Riot truly knows we don't want this gacha system in League of Legends, especially for a mythic chroma, and that's really the best that most people could conceivably do. However, I don't want to end this video without saying do not go and harass your average Rioter like Brightmoon, Medlar, or August, or anyone else on social media. This is not their decision to make. This is a decision made by nameless, faceless people in suits at the very top of Riot's business side who you will never see on any form of social media or any way interacting with the player base. These people only care about the profit that the company can provide for them and not about the player base that actually brings them that profit. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I know this was a lot more of a serious video than the ones that I normally make, but I feel like I really wanted to weigh my 2 cents in as to why it feels like Riot isn't taking the player feedback about this issue seriously. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, then subscribe to the channel to be updated when any of my new videos comes out. I will see you all next time. Bye bye!